to shake off our day, if we're starting, if we've had a day already, to just move it through and enter into this space, knowing that this is for you. This is for us. Welcome to Sacred Space, a SheEO learning circle hosted by Sacred Matriarch Creative. And Jawat and Shkwesh Kawea. My ancestral name is Kawea. My English name is Echo. I am from the Nlaka'pamux Nation, which is Interior Salish in what is also known as British Columbia, Canada. I was raised with the Shishak Nation on the Sunshine Coast, and I now live on and am marrying into Pentlatch territory on Vancouver Island. I want to share a little bit of what is bringing Sacred Space to you today, how I came to blend the worlds that I'm about to present to you. I am the daughter of a residential school survivor and cycle breaker for my two young sons. I grew up in a home of ceremony and abuse. I was raised with parents who were sober, but there was a lot of anger in my home. I was raised with a sweat lodge in my backyard. I had medicine people in and out of my house. We lived off the land. We harvested, we fished, we hunted. It was a world of magic and it was a world of trauma. And so naturally, those two things I have carried with me through my life of trying to understand more about it. I ran away from my teachings for a long time. I ran into addiction. And that was necessary to be able to come back stronger. So I'm coming on 4 years clean and sober. And with that, stepping into the responsibility of what it means to be a medicine woman for my people. What it means to hold this knowledge that I have grown up with. And the greatest teaching that prompts holding these circles is if you know it, you must share it. So I am honored to see you all here today. I am honored to share what I have. And I bring with it trauma-informed practices because we all have trauma through our lives. Mine stems from colonization and residential schools, but I translate that into everyone that I speak to because we all come from a place of trauma. So it's important that I blend these worlds for my own sake, for your sake, and for the sake of our next 7 generations. One piece I want to touch on, I thought I was going to share this later on in different sessions, but yesterday I woke up on my moon time. And this is something, so for those who don't fully know what that means, moon time is how I, as an Indigenous person, speak about my period. Now, in capitalization and colonization, this is something where we're supposed to just take a pill and shut up about it. So we are going to open up a whole new world of this is normal. And there are a ton of teachings I have to share about moon time and cycles. And I want to prompt you now to begin thinking about what are your natural cycles? What are your seasons? And we will explore this as we journey. I want to ask my friend Hannah to speak briefly about SheEO as an intro.
Wow, thank you. I am so excited. I will tell the story of of how Echo and I connected. And so SheEO is for those that are, there's lots of different people on this call. There are SheEO investors, but we also have lots of public people on the call. And so I want to welcome you. It is a community of generous women to fund other women that are doing incredible things in the world, that are actually solving some of the world's problems, and they're doing that through business. Oh, and I'm going in and out. Sorry, that's even worse. Okay, one sec. How about now? Is that better? No. Okay, Echo, you're gonna have to go, and I'll flip out my stuff and see what's happening here.
No worries. Okay, we're gonna move forward and I will bring Hannah in when she's ready. Okay, so my ancestral name, Kowea, in my language means blue jay, and blue jays are representative of laughter. So laughter is something that I am passionate about trying to intertwine through my life, through my teachings, however I can. It is the expression of our true spirit. When we laugh, we are in our true spirit. I have a 2-year-old, and so I watch him full body laugh, and it's amazing. So my, my next slide, this is me. This is how I feel about healing and transformation work. This little character, his name is Mole, for anyone who has seen the Atlantis cartoon. He gets really excited about diving into the dirt. And so this is kind of what I envision on my little shoulder here when I'm thinking about healing and transformation work, is he's got his little goggles on and he's got his light and he's like, yeah, let's just dig into the dirt. So this is a bit of an obsession for me to be able to intertwine my teachings and trauma-informed practices and building internal wellness baskets, building our toolkits on how we then step out into the world. When we are grounded in this space, we are able to hold space for others. So the first teaching I'm going to introduce you to are my cedar bough teachings. Cedar, the cedar tree, is what my family, my community calls our tree of life. And it is used for absolutely everything. It's used for medicine, it's used for clothing, it's used for ceremony. So I bring to you ceremony teachings about cedar boughs. Now, when my family is doing really important ceremonial work, we will lay cedar boughs on the ground and have people step onto the cedar boughs. That is representative of stepping into ceremony, where we are brushed down. We are understanding that we are in a safe space, that we are protected on those cedar boughs, and that our spirit will be taken care of. So as we move into a space together, I offer this to you. This is a collective safe space. Each one of us has our own medicine to bring to this circle. I come with circle teachings. And as we virtually connect, I envision every single one of us sitting together in a room, in a circle, where every voice is heard, every story matters, every face is seen. So we enter in a good way. We enter knowing that we are nurtured, we are taken care of. As we enter this space, it's as if we're stepping into ceremony. I go through my own ceremony before I move into this space for you, with you. This is probably like the biggest message that's coming through right now in everything I'm doing. Hold space and compassion. Hold space and compassion, mostly for ourselves. Yes, for others, but start with self. I hold space and compassion for myself. Upholding protocols. Protocol is a word that you will probably hear me use a lot. It is what, in my culture, we identify as the natural laws. So laws of nature, laws of the universe, if you will. These are ways that we understand how we as Indigenous people interact with each other. We interact with the land, with the water, how we interact with all living beings around us. So when I speak of protocol, there's a lot of different ways that I will interweave that. Uplifting our relations. When we are paddling in a canoe, my partner is a canoe skipper and we paddle like an 18-person seagoing canoe. When we are paddling in a canoe and one person is feeling heavy in their heart, the entire canoe is heavy. Everybody can feel it. And so it's our job as a canoe family to uplift that person, to help them in either their grieving, in their processing, whatever it is. We will stop paddling and we will ensure their safety and their well-being. If they can't hold themselves up, we support them to hold them up so that we can continue paddling our canoe forward in a good way. As we leave this space, I always want to remind that the transition between being in a safe space and going back out into the world can be really harsh sometimes. And we will do our part, we will do our best to ensure that we each have the tools and we feel grounded, that we can take those steps back out into the world. There is an exercise that I did. So those who are a part of the Rooted series, there's a waterfall exercise, and we will do that at the end of every session to work through creating our own protection as we move back out from a safe space. Our honoring principles, safekeeping for ourselves, safekeeping for each other. What is shared here does not need to move out. So if you are one-on-one with someone, they need to know that they are safe to share with you. And likewise, you need to know that you are safe to share whatever it is that's coming up. Trust, mostly trust ourselves. We know, we already know. If something doesn't feel right, don't do it. Your body is already speaking to you, and capitalization has kind of filtered those. It's made us think that we shouldn't be listening to our bodies, that our bodies are wrong, and our bodies know. Authenticity. So I am a lifelong healing student. My process is ever evolving and growing as I learn and grow. And I offer the same thing, that there's so much happening in the external worlds. The best we can do is show up exactly as we are and hold that safe container for each other. So if there's tears, let them come. They're important. They're healing. They're sacred. If you're raging and angry, that's okay. Just we show up as we are. Integrity. I feel like this comes with any time women gather, that it is central to everything that we do, the ways that we are in the world. But it's nice to have up there too. Kindness to ourselves. Be kind to yourself. And reciprocity. So I love SheEO for this. They have a beautiful model of reciprocity. It is also a very strong teaching that I was raised with. When I go out onto the land, when I do any sort of interaction with anything sacred, which is everything, we leave offerings. We leave an offering and we give thanks. So I leave an offering to Mother Earth as I step out into the forest, and I say thank you for the gifts that I am receiving, and I am open to receiving them. So we learn how to give, and we learn how to say thank you and receive. I have to cover these just to build some awareness around these things. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a therapist. I don't have a degree in any sort of institution that has to do with these type of teachings. I do have a PhD in lived experience and daily practice. I have a lifetime experience of traditional knowledge and ceremony. And I have a bit of an obsession with trauma-informed practices. So those are the elements of me that I bring to this circle. I want to touch on localized Indigenous knowledge and avoiding pan-Indigenous. So I speak as an Nlaka'pamux woman, as a mother of 2 little boys who are both Shishach and Pentlach. I do not speak for all Indigenous people. I recognize and I acknowledge that we are from all across the world. We have people from everywhere, which is amazing. And there will be different types of Indigenous knowledge in every single one of our locations. And that is local to those people. And it is very, very sacred and very important to remember that in everything we do. What I teach you comes from me. It comes from my people, my teachings, my mentors through my life. The government likes to lump us all together in pan-Indigenous, and we're going to avoid that. I live in a really weird world of knowledge keeper, training to be a knowledge keeper, and an artist. So as a knowledge keeper, it's my job to share knowledge in truth in exactly the ways that I have been taught it. And as an artist, my motto is to break all the rules. So I live in this really weird world of learning how to balance those two things and I pull everything apart. Everything that I learn in culture, in my teachings, in how I facilitate in my everyday awareness, I pull it all apart and then put it all back together in a way that makes sense for me. Feedback forms, so this is amazing. This is one of my favorite parts of SheEO as well, is your voice matters so, so much. They offer feedback forms at the end of every session. And what these do is these help inform us on what's working, what's not working. And SheEO is so quick to adapt to these things. I find it so incredibly useful to be able to reflect on, oh, okay, so that really hit a point and that maybe not so much. Awesome. Let's like shift for next time. And you're welcome to share on social media your journey. And word of mouth is incredible. So anything that springs up from here, absolutely beautiful. Okay, Hannah, how are you doing?
I'm not sure. Can you hear me? Let's get a little bit of feedback and we'll see if this is working. The mic was working perfectly all day, but this is Zoom life. It sounds like we're better. We're better. I really want to recognize Echo. It has been such a beautiful journey to be on with her, and we did Rooted in the Story, and we are bringing that back for everyone that's been asking. Don't worry, it's going to be up by next week. And you know, SheEO is a community of radically generous women, and I have felt that generosity through my own venture. I am a venture that has been funded by women that have gifted their money, and it's been an incredible journey to be here. And Vicky, who is the founder of SheEO, called me back in May or June when I came on as the SheEO venture in residence and said, I was on this call and I met this woman named Echo. And I don't know, but there is something amazing and special about her. Call her. You two are supposed to do something together. And so Echo and I just got on this call and awkwardly we're like, hey, what do you do? What do you do? Let's figure this out. And so we've just been able to really be in community together. And so I do, because we've gone through, a lot of people on this call have gone through Racial Justice Working Group, economic reconciliation, is a big topic. And so I want to because we got emails last time with Rooted of people saying, how do we pay for this course? How do we give? And I think that's incredible. And those are the things that we do. I want to let you know that one of the pieces for us, we have had additional funding at SheEO through the government of Canada. And this is why we're able to offer this for free to our community. And in one of our acts of economic reconciliation is to pay Echo that through SheEO, through the government of Canada money, perfect use for that money. And so that those are really important pieces for us as we move through this. So, are we going to go into breakout rooms, Echo?
Yes. So we're going to prompt you with a question. And this question is actually a big thank you to Tara Fraser, who is one of my incredible mentors, sister friends. She's absolutely amazing. And she has prompted the Indigenous Lift Collective, which is in partnership with SheEO, to co-create the conditions for Indigenous women entrepreneurs to thrive. So this is how I met Vicky, is through the Lift Collective, which is how I met Hannah, which is how I'm here with you today. So Tira prompted this the other day, and it has just been so liberating. What am I no longer apologizing for? What am I no longer apologizing for? So we're going to move into breakout rooms, 1-to-1, and this will be the same person that you are in a breakout room with later, to answer this question. Explore it a little bit. Throw a whole bunch of answers out there. Whatever makes sense, whatever works for you. Explore it, play with it. I think we'll have maybe, is 3 minutes enough?
Yeah, we'll probably do 3 to 5. There will be a couple of people, just so you know, that might have 3 in it, because we have so many people on this call that we have exceeded our Zoom rooms, which I love, because that means we're doing something right.
Amazing.
So if you are in a room just by chance, because we're doing this one-on-one, if you seem to be in a room by yourself, hold on for a second. I will work my magic. I sometimes have to move people around when we do one-on-ones. And then if not, you can jump back in, but just hold on a minute. I'll usually get you into the room that you need to go. So we're going to open all rooms. You should see something pop up on your screen, and then you just accept, and you're answering the question, what am I no longer apologizing for? And we'll give you little prompts in your rooms and tell you when you're going to come back. Off you go.
So absolutely feel free to share in the chat if there's anything you want to share on what you are no longer apologizing for. And in the meantime, so the teaching concepts, there are 2 core teaching concepts that we are working with. I just want to make sure you can hear my voice okay with the music going. Okay, cool. The first teaching concept, and we touched on this in the Rooted series, is a medicine bundle. And this is something that is very, very sacred to my people, my culture, my family. This is my elder and my great aunt, Nikki Houston. And around her neck, you can see it looks like a deer hide little bag. That is her medicine bundle. And these are used for individual protection. They carry special medicines, and we don't, as an outside community, we don't know what is in each individual medicine bundle. So I offer these teachings, and I have to make this clear. I wish that we lived in a different world, but I have to say it. I offer these teachings for your well-being. This is not me giving permission for you to go out and make and sell medicine bundles. I trust and respect that this is a safe and sacred place to share these teachings. And I uphold you in being here to learn them. So the offerings that I'm providing for you. So this is one of the internal, this is an internal sacred space, your medicine bundle. And I am prompting you with 5 offerings. The first one is pause and pause. You can see that I've spelled it 2 different ways. This is to raise your paws like a little kitten. So in the middle of my downward spirals, I will physically put my hands up and go, okay, pause, raise my paws and pause. And it's almost like a physical push to bring myself out of that moment of downward spiral. The next one touches on our physical body, which is breath. Breath is a ceremony that we carry with us always. And it has the ability to completely transform us. So pause, okay, breath. Am I breathing? Usually when I'm in that state of my spiral, I'm breathing to about my shoulders. I am not breathing into the rest of my body, and it's kind of just like stuck here. So then I work on breath. Breath brings me back to my physical body. Questions. I have a series of kind of basic questions. Am I hungry? Have I had enough water? Have I slept? Are my basic needs met? Because if any of those aren't met, then I am facing whatever's happening in my external world through my trauma lens. So to take care of my basic needs, those are the questions I start with. And once I have been able to answer those or address them, meet my needs, then I can move into a reflective state. So the questions address our mental well-being. Reflections, when we to go, oh, okay, so I was reacting to that because of this history that I have. We move into a reflective state of awareness. And when we build greater awareness, we build greater capacity to make decisions on how we respond to life. The last one I offer for your medicine bundle is water. Sweat, cry, wash your face, wash your hands, drink it, go for a swim in a creek, river, lake, ocean. Water is the greatest healer. It is spirit. It has spirit. It has the ability to transform us. It is something I regularly turn to. Usually I'm not drinking enough if I'm in a state of downward spiral. So I start by drinking it. Washing my face, I washed my face before I came onto this call. It's important for me to remove anything, any external thing that could be affecting how I show up. It's cleansing. Tears, go for it. Those are moving through your body for a reason. Sweat, I always underestimate sweat and how much it can help me just to move my body. So these are the offerings, and we'll touch on these every week. So I'm not able to keep up with the chat. Hannah, if there's anything that comes up, can you just like holler at me? Thank you.
You know that. I got you.
So this is the other teaching concept, is our wellness basket. Now we are going to look at creating a physical wellness basket, but mostly an internal wellness basket. Now these are the baskets of my ancestors. These are cedar root and spruce root baskets. My grandmothers wove these. And you can see every single basket is unique. Every single basket has a story. So every single one of our internal wellness baskets is going to be unique to who we are and what our story is, what our place is. Every basket is used for something very, very unique. Some were woven tight enough to carry water. Some were used to pack meats. Some were used to pack different types of like berries. Some were used to carry our babies. Every basket had a purpose. Every basket was woven with a story. So each one of those tells a very, very special story, as does yours. So what I'm offering is for you to just try on. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. And this is your wellness basket. You are going to know how to fill it. You are going to know how to shape it along the way. And we're going to source a physical wellness basket. We'll touch on that in a little bit. Alrighty, how are we for time? So we're going to move into a visualization. Before we do this, I'm gonna ask that we stand up together for a minute. One hot little minute. And what I'm asking is that we kind of just wiggle our bodies a little bit, shake things out, and just lightly tap along your body, along your arms, over your head. You're waking up your nervous system. You're coming back to your physical body. You can tap your face. We build up walls through our day when we are out in the world facing everything. We're waking up our physical being. Tap, 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 tap. Light tapping doesn't really work for me on my legs, so I actually use like full hands on my legs. They're strong, they carry me through my day, and it helps so much when I'm able to wake them up like that. Okay. I invite you to settle in. If you are feeling comfortable, you may close your eyes. If you are not comfortable or in a place to close your eyes, do what will support you most in this moment. Every cycle, every state that you are in is okay. All is welcome. All is sacred. Welcome, loved ones, to your sacred space. Welcome home to your body. Roll your shoulders, gently move your neck side to side. Slow movements as we come back to our body. Take a sweet breath in. Pause for a moment. Exhale and call your spirit back by saying your name. Take another breath in. Imagine that breath carrying nurturing light. It's easing into your body. Pause for a moment. Exhale and say your name. Take one more full breath. And this one we're going to imagine from the top of our head all the way down to our feet. Pause for a moment. Exhale all the way out. And call your spirit back by saying your name. You may return to your normal breath, however it is most comfortable for you in this moment. Surrounded in darkness, but not the chaos kind. You are the seed of hope. You are surrounded by the nutrients of Mother Earth, the environment to help you grow. You have been planted in place and purpose. You are ready to breathe life into this world. Wiggle your bottom and your legs. Stretch your fingers and your toes. And watch the roots sprout. They begin to move through the soil, pushing deeper into the earth, stronger into their environment, into the knowledge that holds sacred all we know. They dig deep down, creating a sturdy foundation, rooted in all that is true to you. Rooted in your reason for being, your reason for breathing, your reason for remembering who you are. In the roots of our dreams, we find the fibers of DNA. As we stretch, we find the network of universal energy, interconnected ways of being. We are the middle point of past and future. To root is to grow, and to grow is to hold our place in the generations of all that is sacred before we came and after we leave. The cycle of life. We are the pivot of the planet. You are sacred as you are. Hold space. Hold compassion. And move gently. From our rooted network of Mother Earth's abundance, we stretch our arms up, reaching for the surface. We trust our intuition. It tells us to root in darkness first, and then find the light. As we push through dirt and rock, we reach a breaking point. A moment of hopelessness. Will I ever reach the surface? Am I drowning in darkness? And in that moment of tension, like an arrow pulled back before it's shot, you remember who you are. You remember where your roots grow. And you brace for one more push of greatness. Breaking through the surface. The sunlight hits your face, and the air of Father Sky swirls around to breathe life and give thanks for your resiliency. Breathe in that beautiful moment. The journey's just begun, but you've rooted in your true essence and rise from a foundation of nurtured spirits. What is your body telling you? Be mindful of your thoughts, visions, insights that pop up. Our bodies are directly connected to the land. When we return our focus from mind to body, we tune in to how the individual self-nurturing connects with the collective well-being. Sway your shoulders back and forth. If you can, bring a smile to your face. If you can't, if there's tears, let them come. Let them flow. All is energy moving through your body. All is healing. All is sacred. When you are ready, slightly come back to our circle. We are going to hold space for 5 minutes of journal flow on anything that might have come up for you. There is no wrong way to write, draw, or reflect. This is your sacred time and space to show up exactly as you are. I will give us a 1-minute warning when we are coming back. We are going to come back now. I will give a minute for us to finish up our thoughts. Okay, my friends. We're going to come back into a circle now. We're going to move into breakout groups. First, I want to touch on wellness baskets. This is my physical wellness basket. And this concept initially started when, after I had my baby, my second son, I made myself a postpartum basket, a breastfeeding basket. I filled it with all the things I could possibly think of that made me comfortable so I could sit with my baby. I had books, I had headphones, I filled it with snacks, and all. I'm a food person. Food is one of my love languages. So I had all the little snacks in there, and it helped me to be present with my baby. It helped me to nurture the postpartum depression that I was just deep into. And so as my baby grew, I now have a very, very bossy little toddler. My self-care needs change. So I emptied out the breastfeeding basket and started to look at, okay, what does my spirit need? What are the things that physically make me comfortable, that physically nurture my spirit? What about the mental nurturing, emotional nurturing? So these, what you see before you, are some of the items. I have a journal. I have Richard Wagamese is one of my all-time favorite authors. I open this book and it gives me the exact message I need for that day. I have oracle cards because that is my way of connecting with my spirit. Every morning I ask, what message do my ancestors have for me today? And I'll pull a card and I'll read through, and it's so perfect exactly the way it is. I have, as you can see, my medicine bundle. It's hanging on the back of the basket. I have my medicines in there, and I carry that with me. In the little glass jar, I have sage. This is harvested, hand harvested from my home territory with my children. I have a smokeless smudge spray. Sometimes I don't feel like actually doing a full smudge, and so I'll just spray. I'll spray on myself as a way to reset or refresh. I have candle. I love candles. Candles are one of my greatest mood setters. I try to light a candle every day at work. When I come into my space, it's important that I step into my work in a safe and sacred way. So I light a candle for my brain to understand we are stepping into a sacred space. We are creating sacred work. So these are some of the things. And now this is not a set and done thing. This is I was feeling this way when I created this basket this week. It shifts. It shifts as I shift. Sometimes my well-being is Netflix. That all is okay. We honor and acknowledge every point that we are at and the things that nurture us. So my prompt for you, if you haven't already, is to find some sort of physical basket, bucket, tote, bag, whatever it is that speaks to you, to begin gathering some physical items that help you to be in a sacred space, that help to nurture your well-being. Now, this basket came from the dollar store. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It can just be something that speaks to you. So that's our physical. So in our breakout groups, we are going to explore these two questions. What are two nurturing actions you can take when you are in your dark, low energy cycles? For me, this has been, so in my low energy cycle, sometimes I don't even want to get out of bed. Sometimes it's a big deal to have a shower and wash my hair as a mother. So one of my low energy actions that I do is jump in my kid's bubble bath and let my kid wash my hair. It's, you know, I get creative with it. I try to add in some element of joy or giggle because that automatically brings me into a different state. Sometimes it's to take my work back to bed or to just go back to bed. I love bed. Bed is one of my favorite places to be. I look forward to it every night. And so this is where we move into a reflective state of when I have really low energy, it's important to be okay with that energy. How do I nurture myself when I am in a low, dark place? And we have high energy things where sometimes I can make it outside for a walk. That's beautiful. That's great. It nurtures my spirit. It is the best thing I can do for myself. And sometimes I cannot get out of the house. Sometimes I need something within arm's reach that can help me nurture myself in that moment. The other question, so that is our internal. We're looking at our internal wellness basket. And now we're going to move to our external. What are 2 changes you would like to make to your environment to create yourself a safe and sacred space to grow? This question can be a little bit triggering when we start to look at our space if we haven't created a sacred space. I started to ask myself this and I realized that I have a basket. I had a wellness basket that I dragged to like every corner of the house, but I didn't actually have a corner. So I have turned my office workspace into my sacred space because the work I do is sacred. My visioning is here. Everything that I am moving towards, everything that grounds me is in this space. So I just completely have been whirlwinding in here to make it an external environment of sacred space. So this can be very, very small actions. Is there a candle that I want to set in a certain spot? Is there a painting that speaks to me that I want to be able to look at often? Are there colors that I'm drawn to that help me to feel safe and calm? So we're going to explore these in our breakout groups together. And we will copy the text and put it in the chat for you as well.
Okay, so for the breakout rooms, there will be a few of you that are popping into a new space, and that's totally okay. There's a few of you that only scheduled, well, they're gone now. They've only scheduled an hour, and that's okay. We will send out a wrap up afterwards. So you might have some new people in your room. And if you happen to be alone, just give us a minute and we'll be able to flip you into another room. So we'll see you back in a little bit and we'll send it out some messages through chat.